in the interests of environment, the United Nations Environment Program is come up with a similar theme, and that's a moment of great honor and privilege. As today you're aware, we were supposed to have the Honorable Commerce Minister with us here in person, but we are all aware with the Ukraine issue and with many other issues, we are having him digitally very soon. We will be hearing him as well in a short while from now. We have three renowned awardees for today. We have Mr. Vikram Shroff, who will be awarded for supporting a great hand, a big round of applause. We have Mr. Raj Shetty. We have Mr. Rohit Kochar, who will be awarded in the august presence of the Honorable Minister of Commerce. And going back to sustainability, I'm sure you're aware that there are various campaigns that we undergo every year, be it for the plastic pollution, the air pollution, the biodiversity. And we are proud that our campaign on plastic pollution was released at the Vigyan Bhavan in the august presence of the Honorable Prime Minister 5 years back. And this is a united effort with the Ministry of Environment and the Government of India and the state government and us. So as you all know, we started off as a very small social organization. We've carried on certain, initially we used to work on orphan children, on spastic children, then we transformed to working on non-communicable diseases. We are proud to announce and declare that we were happy to have Mr. Bachchan, who was the face of our campaign. Aapne dekha hoga wo campaign TB harega desh jeetega. That was with the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. Then we did a campaign on diabetes and hypertension with Akshay. And I'm thankful to the film fraternity because they have been very, very important. I have with me my very dear friend Shania. I have with me Sunil ji. Both have been associated with me over a period of more than maybe 12 years or 13 years. And they have, because stars are role models. You see, if I may say something or if anybody else may say something, it may not have an impact. But when an actor, when a Sunil Shetty says something, it is a statement because, I mean, they have a vast digital following. They have vast people who are admirers globally across the world. So we resort and they've all been very passionate environmentalists. In spite of all their, engagements, they remove their time, labor and energy to such support such endeavors. We have Amrita Fadnavis ji also. I would request you all to give a big round of applause for her. She has all the way come here in spite of her busy schedule. We're very thankful, Amrita ji. I know I know you had to go through a lot of challenges in changing flights just because of this situation. But in spite of that, you're here. I'm thankful to you also. And Patawari ji, of course, thank you. Ma'am is representing from the Indian consulate here. Thank you so much for your august presence. So going further, without wasting a lot of time, I will request my dear friend, my brother Shan, to start because he's been the face of our environment from past 5 years. And he was the face of the plastic pollution campaign. He was the face of the biodiversity and air pollution and the most loved man in the sphere of environment with Sunil Shetty. So I request in a very big round of applause, Shan, people are waiting to hear from you. Thank you.
Very warm good afternoon to all of us here. And of course, today is a very special day for me because it's my mother's birthday and it's her first birthday that she's not here with me. But what better day to celebrate her birthday by, remembering Mother Earth and doing something for, as the campaign goes today, only one Earth. And of course, all of us live in our own houses, in our own little boxed lives, and we want the best for our immediate loved ones, but it doesn't work like that unless we think of the bigger picture, unless we think of not just our street, our city, our country, but the earth as one endeavor together. And I think this theme makes a lot of sense. I've of course been very lucky to have Azubai not just close to my heart, but also close to where I've been living. We're both Bandra boys, we go back that way. And so which is why from many years we've done a lot of, every year at Carter Road, Azubai puts up a fantastic show which brings up so much of awareness towards what are the pollutants, what is the cause of so many environmental issues on the 5th of June in Cartwood, and so many youngsters come in. I'm sure a lot of them come in for the entertainment, but a lot of them go back with a lot of information, and so that's been going on for so many years. And about 4 years ago, when plastic was the main theme and India was to play host to the UN on the beat plastic situation, we decided to create a song, and I rounded all my friends from the music industry, and we all sang a couple of lines, and we created a wonderful song. And just out of fun, I mean, of course for me, but then he took on that track and took it on to across the world, and it became such an important part of the whole beat plastic pollution campaign. And so since then, every year we come up with these songs, and so it's wonderful that we've been able to do this and connect with the youth through music as an awareness for the various campaigns. And I hope we can continue doing that. And so once again, a big congratulations to the Bhamla Foundation for creating awareness and creating so many great instances of helping the youth and everyone be aware of the pollution issues. And today is again a big day for all of us. I'm very thrilled and very happy to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू शान जी सो मच. आई मीन आई वुड जस्ट रिक्वेस्ट कि इतने अपने जो गाने भामला फाउंडेशन के लिए गाए, 2-4 लाइन फॉर द पीपल इन दुबई हु कम स्पेशली टू सी यू अबाउट टिक टिक प्लास्टिक एंड हवा ने दे, दोनों मैशअप करके प्लीज.
It's been a while, and sorry, I'm a little unprepared, but just the I had no clue. He didn't even tell me he's going to call me on anyway. So yeah, we wanted to keep it fun, क्योंकि क्या हो जाता है कि when you put something as a speech, it always seems a little preachy, but when you put it as a song, it can also be fun. And we also had Shamak Davar said, bro, you better make some fun stuff, नहीं तो मैं choreograph क्या करूँगा. तो उस चक्कर में टिक टिक प्लास्टिक का कुछ ऐसा था कि स्वानंद किरकिरे of course wrote the song. So tick 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 कसम ये खाए रे, टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे. तो इस तरह का था. और हाँ, आई थिंक चांद से फारिश. हाँ ला 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 हे 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 हा. चांद से फारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता. शर्मो है आके पर्दे गिरा के, करनी है हमको खता. जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना, होना है तुझ में फना. सुभान अल्लाह सुभान अल्लाह सुभान अल्लाह सुभान अल्लाह. आज इत्तेफाक से हमारे साथ सुभान भी है. And we wish him all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very sorry.
Thank you Shan. You always been that voice, that song is so close to heart. I mean, I know each and everyone remember that song. So guys, as friends Shan said and Mr. Bhamla said about sustainability, about many endeavors of the Bhamla Foundation we've been doing over the years. The Beat Plastic Pollution was one of the very important campaign which the Maharashtra government was the first government in the country to ban the single-use plastic with the help of the Bhamla Foundation, and we have such many more endeavors coming for future. And now I would request social activist, environmentalist, banker, and obviously very close to the environment. She's been always working over the years for sustainability and wish to do a lot more things in future. Very close to the Bhamla Foundation, Mrs. Amruta Devendra Fadnavis. Bring a round of applause for Amruta Devendra Fadnavis. Please come and say a few words.
A very good it's afternoon. A very good afternoon, respected Town Council, Mr. Surendra Patwari ji, Mr. Sunil Shetty, Mr. Shan, Gunveena ji, Seher Bhamla, Asif Bhamla ji, other dignitaries, Varda Nadiawala. In fact, you should be here. Please, I request you to come up. She is an ace producer with Hindi film industry, very close to Bhamla Foundation. And a very good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here today. In fact, it's an honor to be here today in this august gathering full of like-minded people who believe that yes, the one earth needs our humanitarian touch today and always for sustainability. So all natural things, as we know, water, air, land, everything which constitutes life is our environment. Ancient Vedas, ancient Indian Vedas have several references on environmental studies, ecological balance, on weather cycles, and so many more things, which reflects that the seers and the people of the ancient times also had a lot of awareness about environment and its maintenance. Our culture has always put in a responsibility to we all to maintain and protect this environment. So it's going down the line through years that we have worshipped the environment. But as we developed, we have lost this synergy, this balance of environment and development. And here, today, when environmental and climate changes issues have become local as well as global threat, we need to come together and work towards striking this balance. By what do we need to do about it? We need to work on the concept of ecologically sustainable environment. So, to magnify our development since years, what have been humanity resorting to? We have been resorting to coal, oil, natural gas, and they have empowered us, and in turn, they are the powerhouses. But what has this done to us? Even today, these various fuels, oils, constitute 80% of energy. And what has this done? It's alarming that currently it emits around 40 gigatons of CO2 a year. Our remaining carbon budget begins, which was around 400 gigatons, would exhaust in next 10 years if it goes this way. And what would happen after that? It would not limit our global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, which will be very bad for Mother Earth. And this limiting of emission is not easy for countries like developing countries like India. Why it's not easy? Take for example India itself. Between 2000 and 2019, India's oil demand grew faster than any other fuel. And this demand, which largely depended on transport and usage of fossil fuels, it is creating not only pollution, but it is also tripled the government's import budget 5 times. So it also leaves India vulnerable to the price hikes and fluctuations in oil, similar to other developing countries. That's where biofuels come into picture to our rescue. I've been a big promoter of biofuels, like those developed from used vegetable cooking oils, biomass, etc., which provide hope to the world that is overwhelmingly dependent on fossil fuels. For only one earth, I feel, to survive, we need to realize that the fuels of future are not buried, but they are around us. Imagine a world where the brown, rancid cooking oil from restaurants, from kitchens, goes to refineries and comes out as the purest form of biodiesel. Imagine how useful it can be for India, in fact, for the world, if the world is suffering from greenhouse effect, and India being the number 3 country after US and China. So this support will really help India to reduce its carbon, and decarbonization strategy can be improved. So here it will also be useful in terms of economic development for the country. As we all know that it can reduce the 1 lakh crore budget of fuels by 10%. So it will be of great help. Countries like US and Brazil are already doing great work in terms of biofuels, but we are equally proud of a Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who has been leader in the world, one of the top leaders who has taken keen interest in climate change and biofuels. The targets India has voluntarily committed to itself are unprecedented, and for a developing country, it is appreciable. I must mention these targets which Modi ji has taken for himself, and he spoke about it at the COP26 summit in Glasgow. First, I'll just mention these five. These are called the Ratnas, which he mentioned. India will take its non-fossil energy capacity to 500 gigawatts by 2030. Second, India will meet 50% of its energy requirements from renewable energy by 2030. Third, India will reduce the total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now till 2030. And fourth, by 2030, India will reduce carbon intensity of its economy by more than 45%, which will, the fifth point, which will bring India to net zero. This is extremely appreciable, and these Panchak Ratnas will help India to fight the climate issues. So with our political will in place, with social and cultural and national agenda, India is sure to get rid of the issues related to climate change. Here I must also thank Bhamla Foundation, Asif Bhamla ji, for the kind of work they are doing towards climate change, towards clearing of the problems in our environment, from clearing of the beaches to other important tasks they are undertaking. And I must say we need many such foundations to take this target ahead of one earth and zero pollution environment. So with this, I would like to end my few words, but here I just would like to tell you and speak the crux of the Shanti Mantra, which says, may peace reign all over this earth, in water, in all herbs, trees, and creepers. May peace flow over the whole universe. May there always exist peace and only peace. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
That was so good, Amritaji. It was really refreshing, and people knowing so much of the effects of the environment which is happening to our lovely planet. But obviously, only one Earth is it. We don't have a planet B. So let's all together. It's not only the foundation of the government who's responsible for it, whatever mess happening in the environment, but yes, every individual in terms of corporates, families, friends, we need to come together and solve this one big problem. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have our honorable guest, who's going to join us virtually. May I have Maharaja Kumar Sahib, Shri Lakshraj Singh Mewara of Udaipur, to please join us virtually. And a big round of applause for Maharaja ji. He was supposed to come, but due to some prior commitment, he couldn't come here. A true passionate environment. He's been doing multiple things and has the credit of winning 4 Guinness Book record, which is on sustainability, which is on environment and various other things. Big round of applause for Lakshraj ji, and it's over to you, Lakshraj ji. Yes, 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 sir, we can. Thank you, Manoj ji. I know you've been a true passionate environment. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for inspiring us. In fact, the HRH Properties, the managing director, the man behind this beautiful creation of Udaipur city, we've been man who's been working for the environment for every small and little things which we've been doing over the years, and thank you for always supporting Bhamla Foundation. Maharaj, please be with us. We're going to have Mr. Piyush Goyal ji with us in a few moments. But before that, I would request Ms. Tadu Mamuji, the Press Information Culture Labour General Council General of Dubai, to please felicitate Amrita Fadnavis ji. A big round of applause for her. Thank you, Amrita ji, for coming for this small evening. Along with that, Tadu Mamuji, to please felicitate Mr. Sunil Shetty ji as well. Mr. Shantanu Mukherjee, Mr. Surendra Patawari, and Ms. Varda Nadyarwala ji. Thank you, and now I would request Mr. Asif Anwar to please come and invite the chief guest of the evening to please come here on the dais. Yeah. Yeah. I request the Honorable Minister of Commerce, Mr. Piyush Goyal ji. I guess Romanchik, is he getting on to us? Piyush ji के बारे में हम क्या कहें? Piyush ji has been associated with us over the period of times, and his passion for environment is certainly well known. I know that we had invited him to come here physically and in person, but with all the troubles and tremor that's happening with Ukrainian passengers, and with he at the helm of affairs, standing rock solid with our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, it became a big challenge for him. In fact, to have him here, even for this occasion, was again a bigger challenge, but he has been kind enough to give us a little time from his very, very busy schedule, because so he has really supported us in all our major endeavors in terms of all issues with the government, with the sustainability issues that we've come across, with the rainwater harvesting and the various issues that come across with us. He has always been a pillar and a source of strength. Until then, I guess till we have the Honorable Minister, I could request from the Embassy, Tadu Mamuji, to please come, and if you could say a few words of wisdom before we have the Honorable Minister here. A huge round of applause for Ma'am Tadu Mamuji. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and respected members on the dais. It's my immense pleasure to be here today, and on behalf of India Pavilion and Consulate General of India, Dubai, and Embassy of India in Abu Dhabi, I welcome all of you to India Pavilion today. And I would like to congratulate and thank Bhamla Foundation for their immense support and towards this noble cause. They had an event earlier at the India Pavilion, and it's the second event that we are having with them here today. And it's glad to do an event on the main theme of sustainability, towards which Expo 2020 is totally aligned to. India Pavilion, as all of you know, it's among the largest and the most visited pavilion here, and also one totally oriented towards sustainability. Our pavilion will remain beyond the Expo 2020, and we are discussing how to make it contribute towards this cause of sustainability. The building, the pavilion that will remain, the activities that will happen here, the networking, the partnership that will be forged here, we intend to make it align towards this noble cause. And taking this opportunity, I would also like to highlight one of the focus area of which India Pavilion has been very much engaged with, and that is the startups, which are today India's strength, as has been recognized by our government with the recent announcement of the National Startup Day for January 16th. So the startups that have been here have also launched and shown many sustainable solutions. So that was another way for India Pavilion to bring sustainability and do activities oriented towards that. And I would like to thank all the star here present today, Mr. Sunil Shetty, Mr. Shan, Mrs. Fadnavis, Mr. Patwari, and all distinguished guests here. Their presence here shows the commitment that they have towards this very noble cause. And like mentioned earlier, their statement on this very good cause and the need of the hour will go a long way, where people will take a statement from them, people listen to them, and that will go a long way, I'm sure, to get more people towards this cause. And also, like we know that we have this one planet, and like mentioned earlier, Indian government is totally committed towards being part of this the world effort towards making a sustainable world. Our commitment at the recent COP26, and we have set a very ambitious target for ourselves, and the whole government schemes and all the many other activities are oriented towards fast tracking towards reaching these sustainable development goals. So I once again thank Bhamla Foundation for organizing today's event, and all the dignitaries here, and all of you attending event today. I hope that today's event will also be a star event that part of the India Pavilion, which will strengthen our commitment towards causing ourselves to the effect of sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Tadu Mamuji, and thank you for all your lovely words. And as you know, Bhamla Foundation, it's सिर्फ plastic के बारे में नहीं, but we did a major campaign on air pollution, which was Hawa Aane De. Shan remembers Thodi Hawa Aane De, which went very viral. And Delhi के बाद Mumbai was one of the important city which was suffering from pollution. And yes, with the help of the local state government and the central government, we've come down. थोड़े हम carbon footprint कम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, and that is what Bhamla Foundation is been doing. Not just cleaning the beaches, but also saving our mangroves, and multiple activities doing with the youth. Actually, the whole concept of the Bhamla Foundation is getting the youth attracted to all the endeavors which we do. The youth are the very important key role in the environment, because the planet is going to go into their hands. And I know when we were in school, we always used to read that we need to plant tree, but we need to switch off the light, but not needed. But practically to implement this was a task. And then where I think Seher and the entire team of Bhamla Foundation came up, we went to colleges, schools, institute to get this youth attract towards this endeavor. And I think Amrita ji, thank you very much. Also, when we met, you insisted your daughter also to please join multiple activities with Seher and all that. And future, yes, obviously we're going to work together. And since the Honorable Minister ji is going to take another 5 more minutes, I would just request Romanchik ji to play the Tick Tick Plastic song, the AV of that. So, you know, not the melodious voice, but a lot of other things in the video which has a message for all of you. So, Romanchik, can we have the Tick Tick Plastic song on the AV? So when it comes to the theme of only one earth, and we were very excited because the United Nations Environment Program comes with a yearly theme.
Tick 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 tick, kasam ye khaye re. Tick 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 tick, plastic tick na paaye re. Tick 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 tick,
little more volume.
कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे अगर सुन लो जो संभले ना हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियाँ का ये पानी रुक जाएगा
अगर सुन लो जो संभले न हम तो बम ये फट जाएगा कि बहती सी है नदियाँ का ये पानी रुक जाएगा
कि कर दो रहम हाँ धरती का ये दम भी घुट जाएगा
कि कुदरत की हर नस नस में जहर ये बस जाएगा
प्लास्टिक के हम सब मोहताज हैं कैसा ये समाज है
कल ना हो हाथों में आज है
मौका ये अब ना गवाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 टिक
प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे
टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे सिचुएशन ड्रास्टिक है जहाँ देखो वहीं प्लास्टिक है सिचुएशन ड्रास्टिक है जहाँ देखो वहीं थैली बोतल स्ट्रॉ इत्यादि सर्रे सर्रे में फैला दी ना घट पाए ना मिट पाए रह रह के टॉक्सिक बन जाए इससे छुटकारा तो नहीं पर है एक सरल उपाय रे सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक को हम कह दे बाय बाय रे टिक 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 टिक
कसम ये खाए रे
टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे
हम जो मिलकर ठान ले अगर वक्त ये बदल जाएगा कि इस धरती के कांधे से ये बोझा हट जाएगा
Refuse to use, reuse, recycle. ये नई रिवाज है प्लास्टिक वाले स्माइल सारे पूछ के आओ खुल के मुस्कुराए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 टिक
कसम ये खाए रे
टिक 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 प्लास्टिक टिक ना पाए रे टिक 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 कसम ये खाए रे टिक 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 टिक
The interesting thing happened that India was the global host for the World Environment Day, and there was a huge event happening at the Vigyan Bhavan where Honorable Prime Minister ji was inaugurating this event, and this was the official song which was launched by him. And the greatest impact about this song was that the Maharashtra state government came up with all these restaurants, hospitality industry people to ban single-use plastic. If you go to Starbucks or any coffee shop, you won't find those plastic straws and plastic spoons which was used earlier. So yes, this is what the team, the Bhamla Foundation team and all of us trying to create something. But as I say, it's not just the foundation, but a lot of corporate and institutes come together. And for them, we have someone very important here to speak. The founder and chairman of Gemini Corporation and on sustainability, Mr. Surendra Patwari, to please come and say a few words.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you Bhamla ji for inviting me. When I started the business of plastic recycling 34 years back in Europe, truly speaking, I didn't know the word sustainability. After doing my chartered accountancy, I took training in a European company, and every time I bought a household article, whether it's a writing pen, or a drinking cup, there used to be a lot of packing around it. And I used to wonder who's going to take care of it. And as the standard of living in Europe would rise up, there's going to be bigger problem. And somebody has to take care of it. And that's how I started in this business. And now this business has become as important as almost the GDP of India. Indian GDP is considered to be worth $3 trillion. And the global waste business is considered to be about worth $2.7 trillion. And every day a new business of $150 million is being created. 1,000 crore rupees of new business. Isn't that a big business? It's a big business. A lot of money to be made, a lot of employment to be generated. To give you a different perspective about this volume of business, you just have to see in this hall only. You are sitting on furniture. The furniture recycling business is worth $10 billion. You are using mobiles, laptops, speakers, mics. The recycling business of these products are worth $40 billion. You came in a car. Every year, 30 million cars have their end of life. My son alone, he's sitting here. He handles 50 million tires every year, 1 out of 6. Plastics. You are using plastic folders, plastic packaging films. The business of plastic is about $50 billion. And when it comes to plastic, the issue is much more serious than being led to believe. There's tremendous amount of ignorance, and this is what I'm here to share with you. Every day we generate almost 1 million tons of plastic waste. Every day, 2,000 truckload every hour. Shamefully, and sometimes I say, depending on the audience, shamelessly, we recycle only 10%. Despite so many debates and discussions over the last 3 years, you would be shocked to hear my next statement. The global plastic recycling rate is going down. And people don't want to believe me. They say, do you have any official data? I say, I don't have any data. But my company collects plastic waste from 60 countries, over 1,000 locations every month. I smell it, I feel it, and I see it. Another shocking, I'm going to give it to you. Every month, my company collects 40,000 tons of plastic waste. And if I say to you, in Mumbai, we have a difficulty in collecting 200 metric tons of non-PET plastic, would you believe it? We can't even collect 200 tons. Many people tend to believe that collection of PET from bottles is collection of plastics. But PET only represents only 10% of the plastics. What about the 90% of HD, LD, PP, acrylic? Because there is no collection. Who's going to pay for the collection? There is no collection infrastructure in India, including developing world. 2 billion people do not have access to the infrastructure. The economics of recycling is very complex. Amritaji, you have studied economics. When we sell a product, we calculate the raw material cost, labor cost, overhead costs. But what about the cost of collection which our children have to pay? Somebody has to take them into account. And this is what we call in economics external cost. Fortunately, there is a silver lining. For the collection cost, somebody can get collection costs through carbon credits, through plastic credits. And I was a part of delegation of COP26 under Prince Charles. I lobbied for carbon credit, plastic credit. After dragging their feet for 6 years, the leaders finally agreed on carbon credits, on rules relating to cross-border trading, how to avoid double counting, what about the old stocks. And as a result of these changes, recyclers in India, across the world, would be able to get some funding for these collection costs. Besides that, there are a lot of issues we have to handle. How do we take advantage of these collection costs? through carbon credits. I wish Piyush ji would have been listening to me. There are a few things I'd like to share with you, with your permission, Asif ji. First, somebody has to pay for collection. This payment can be in the form of levy, tax, plastic credit cost, whatever you call it. But the most important is this must be paid upfront at the time of purchase of raw materials, virgin raw materials, similar to what South Africa is doing. I'm glad Minister Saab is listening. So I have 6 suggestions to promote recycling for our country. Secondly, the government should make long-term, predictable, kind of less changeable rules, regulations. Europe has a law that every vehicle must be recyclable to the extent of 95% by weight. This law was announced 10 years before its implementation. It was announced in 2005 for implementation in 2015. No wonder a small country like Belgium, 1/10 of Rajasthan, has 16 car shredder plants as opposed to 1 or 2 in India. The government should consider public procurement, special weightage to those goods which are prepared with the recycled material, similar to US, where is the EPIT system. How about reducing GST, waiving GST on materials made from recycled materials, similar to Korea is doing? How about providing, he's a chartered accountant like me, providing 100% depreciation allowance like US is doing in the first year of purchase of the machineries. Netherlands does 36%. And the last most important, can we consider having a waste ministry like in UK? There used to be a waste ministry with the name Waste Ministry in UK. Now they have renamed it Resource Ministry. With all these changes, I'm sure there would be a lot of development. I'm glad there are so many people from film fraternity, from music fraternity. Every sentence from them have a ripple effect. And I'm glad my daughter is also from that community. She's a graduate from Berkeley College, and she's promoting recycling through music. In the end, I have to say, Bhamla Sahab, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the recycling community, we have from Ala Group, from Patrawala Group, from the press, may I thank you enough for being part of this session to make the world a better place to live. I wish you had some comments, some questions for me. I'm always there after this meeting, but thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Patawari ji. I welcome the Honorable Commerce Minister. A huge round of applause to Honorable Piyush Goyal ji. This is the 75th year आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव, और इस सदी में हिंदुस्तान को इस ग्लोबल प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए, चूँकि इस एक्सपो का जो थीम है सस्टेनेबिलिटी, एंड आई एम श्योर Piyush ji is a witness of the various endeavors that our foundation has been carrying on with. He has been a major source of support and inspiration. Piyush ji, I know you were a little late. We were all looking forward to be seeing you here. A charming and a very, a passionate environmentalist at heart. We were all, in fact, yesterday, Vikram Shroff, Rohit, we were all discussing that if he would have been here, the enlightenment would have been more. But we understand the constraints, and we understand the pains you're taking in to get all our Indian citizens who are in deep trouble in Ukraine. And we are seeing you saying Bharat Mata ki Jai, and the great work, the incredible work that you've been doing. We've been following you on all your digital platforms. And in spite of that, we are so grateful and honored that you have removed your precious time. I don't want to take a lot of your time, because I know more than this, there are many other significant issues that you have to address. So I will start off with, in your auspicious presence, to announce the awardees, the 3 awardees. I'm sure you're aware, Piyush sir. So I will start off to invite Mr. Vikram Shroff for the first award. A huge round of applause. The Professional Excellence Corporate Award to I'll request, I'll request Amrita ji, Sunil ji, Shan ji, everybody to please give away the award. Mr. Piyush ji is witnessing the same. Yeah, thank you. Just show that. Sorry, please. A small photo op. Call the next.
Thank you, Mr. Vikram Shabji. You've been doing fantastic work on sustainability from the UPL. And now the next award we have Honorable Mr. Rohit Kochaji to please come on stage. The Indo-American. So Mr. Rohit Kochaji, the President, Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and Pandemic Professional Excellence Award to Mr. Rohit Kochaji. Been doing tremendous work in sustainability. And after this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have Mr. Raj Shetty, the Chairman and Managing Director of Rami Group of Companies, the Professional Excellence Corporate Award for the sustainability requirement and the sustainability use of in the companies of Rami Group. So we have the Anna gang here. Now I would request our dearest Sunil Shetty ji to please come and say a few words. Sunil Shetty ji, give a big round of applause. Let him feel that he is in Dubai. All the cheering thing for Mr. Sunil Shetty ji to please come and say a few words.
Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji, dignitaries on the dais, ladies, gentlemen. You know what? First of all, a big congratulations and thank you, Asif ji and the Bhamla Foundation for having me here. I think it's when we talk about only one Earth, what we are basically saying is this is the only resource and the only place that we all share as humans, and probably at the same time also neglect. You know, it's all about what we humans shouldn't be doing rather than what we should be doing. You know, the planet has set its alarm, and we've been through that in the last two years, where we realize that we have to wake up, smell the coffee, and make that change that we all believe needs to be done. What we shouldn't be doing is polluting. So let's be the solution and not the cause of pollution. You know, very, very honestly, I think that's the way it is. We all believe कि ये हमारी जागीर है, ये धरती हमारी जागीर है, everything belongs to us. Let's not forget that we've borrowed it from our children, and we need to give it to them in a much, much better way than we probably when we got into it. When I saw the film that the Bhamla Foundation had made, you see a forest and it's burning, which means our lives are burning, because our life is a reflection of those very forests. If a forest survives, we survive. And I think that's why, you know, there are little things that we all need to do to bring about that change. If we talk about the environment and we talk about the economy, I honestly believe one coin, two sides. No environment, no economy. And we've seen that. And we are continuously seeing that. But we as humans believe that नहीं यार वो काम कोई और करेगा, Bhamla Foundation करेगी या और कोई करेगा. No, it's each one's duty to get there and do their bit. It's not that we have to do too much. Like I said, let's be the solution and not the cause of the pollution. You know, in every possible way. We all believe that there is another place to go to. No, there is no other place to go to. This is our earth, and we need to take care of it. and there is no other place for us. And what we are leaving also is a legacy that our generations won't appreciate us for. So these are the little points that I've been constantly looking at and seeing and trying to bring about the change. If you talk about only one earth and the heart, both same letters, it's just that one little change. So if we think from here, I think we will impact that Mother Earth of ours, and that is what is important. Again, from the film, Tick Tick Plastic, and I think this should become a nursery rhyme, and it should be made compulsory in school, because even I want to start. And even I want to start, singing it and doing. I don't have Shan's voice, but what the hell, I can always try. Again, when you look at the film, water and air, necessities, absolute necessities. Life can't go on without it. But what have we done? Made them our very own dustbins. We're polluting the air and dumping into the water. So that's not our dustbin. That is something that we need to take care of. And hence, I guess today has been an eye-opener, because, you had renowned speakers speaking, people talking about it. You had our Honorable Minister talk about it. I think we all believe that what we stand on is what we should stand for, and that is Mother Earth. So let's all get together and make that little change that will bring about a change for all of us, because we all share this space. Once again, it is not our own, it belongs to our future generation, so let's take care of them. We all love our children, so let's do it for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. I know last 2016 was the campaign for Raise Your Voice, Not the Sea Level, and Anna, you did a fantastic job by promoting this whole campaign for the United Nations. And yes, it is a never-ending thing, because 2022 is about only one earth, and I would request Seher Bhamla to please unveil the poster in front of the Honorable Minister. All the guests to please unveil the poster. The campaign of 2022, Only One Earth, by the World Environment Day, is officially being released here in front of the dignitaries and Honorable Ministers. Can I have a big round of applause? So we had the plastic pollution, we had the air pollution, we had biodiversity, now we're talking about the earth, and many more campaigns will be happening on this World Environment Day for Only One Earth. And obviously it's just not that we don't have any planet B, so we all going to come participate and make this a successful campaign. As we all know, the Honorable Minister has a lot of commitments, so I would now request Mr. Asif Bhamla to please come and invite the Honorable Minister.
So today we officially released the official campaign of the forthcoming World Environment Day, which is scheduled for the 5th of June, and the theme is Only One Earth. This was the theme earlier, 50 years back, when in Stockholm, the United Nations released its first theme, and that was also Only One Earth, and this is Only One Earth. And I'm fortunate and thankful that took 50 years, and our foundation is completing 25 years of its work on various fields of sustainability, non-communicable diseases, etc., etc. I'm sure you all heard me so much. I thank from the bottom of my heart friends who have won the awards, right from Mr. Vikram Shroff to Mr. Rohit Kochar to Mr. Raj Shetty. A huge round of applause. I'm sure Piyush ji will, in his discussion, acknowledge the same, that you all have done some incredible work during the pandemic, right from supporting, staying here also and supporting India in all aspects, right from supporting the PM cares to everything and anything possible during troubled times. So I now request, with a huge round of applause, Piyush Goyal ji, our Honorable Minister for Commerce. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So honored and privileged to have your auspicious presence virtually. Thank you.
celebrating 50 years of the Stockholm Conference, where the slogan of Only One Earth was first initiated. Bhamla Foundation also has completed 25 years working relentlessly towards this goal, and I think both these initiatives certainly deserve the highest accolades and praise. I'm also very grateful to the leadership of the United Arab Emirates for giving the India Pavilion a pride of place at the World Expo 2020 in Dubai. I don't know whether you are aware that we have had one of the highest footfalls of any pavilion so far. 1.2 million visitors at the India Pavilion at the World Expo. And I hope you've been able to have a walkthrough at the pavilion, because it's a perfect example of bringing sustainability into action. It's been constructed on principles of water and energy conservation, and we are focusing on recycling in a big way at the India Pavilion. I would also like to congratulate my colleagues who are managing the India Pavilion for hosting a wide range of discussions around biodiversity, wildlife, conservation, climate action, emerging opportunities in renewable energy, and the like. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainability comes naturally to all of India and every Indian. From Makar Sankranti, whether it's Pongal or Bihu, innumerable examples of festivals, rituals, songs, and myths that celebrate the gifts of Mother Earth. I recall a statement that Gandhiji had once made, and if I may quote, "The earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed." And I think that is what we all have to be cautious about. As a signatory to the Paris Agreement, the Modi government has walked the talk on green energy. We are probably amongst the only G20 nations which is well on track to achieve the goals that we had taken upon ourselves, our intended nationally determined contribution at the Paris conference. Our installed non-fossil energy capacity is the fourth largest in the world today, having grown by 300% since Prime Minister Modi took charge. We are today at over 150 gigawatts of non-fossil based energy, renewable energy capacity. Our solar energy tariff is amongst the lowest in the world today, 2 rupees and 14 paise. That's less than 3 cents per kilowatt hour of solar energy. We have implemented many significant programs on sustainable and green energy front in the last few years. In fact, one of our notable initiatives was the conversion from incandescent light bulbs to LED lighting, where we are probably the world's largest in terms of rollout of LED bulbs across the country. In fact, many other countries can learn from India's example. And very often, I joke that today, if you want to find an incandescent bulb, the old lattus that we used to have in our home, you'll probably have to go to an antique store. You won't find it in a commercial store anymore. And that has saved the country probably $6 or $7 billion, 40,000 crores of energy consumption and therefore energy bills of our consumers. It has helped us save nearly 80 million tons of carbon emissions every year. and has helped us contribute to the global effort in making the world a safer place to live in. Prime Minister Modi, while reinforcing our commitment to climate action at the COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland, earlier or a few months ago, gave 5 panchamrit, 5 vectors of 5 elements on which India will focus. One, we hope to achieve our non-fossil based energy capacity of 500 gigawatts by 2030. It's one of the most ambitious programs that any country in the world has embarked upon. Two, we hope to have 50% of our energy requirement by renewable energy by 2030. Three, we hope to reduce our carbon emissions by 1 billion tons by 2030. Fourth, we hope to reduce our economy's carbon intensity by 45% by 2030. And finally, we are hoping to achieve net zero by 2070. For a developing nation, friends, it's a very, very ambitious target. But we are committed to it, and with the support of all of you, and with well-meaning foundations like Bhamla Foundation at the forefront of this effort, with well-meaning individuals like Sunilji, Amritaji, and all the other distinguished colleagues on the dais, off the dais, we are committed to achieving these very, very transformational goals. Our vision for development is based on 5 P's: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. And therefore, while we are proud to be one of the fastest growing economies in the world, we also hope to become one of the fastest growing green economies across the planet. And this kind of commitment, as Mr. Sunil Shetty said, comes from within, comes from the heart, and it comes very naturally to every Indian. I'm also delighted to share with you that Indian industry has also taken very ambitious goals towards this end. Our budget, both last year and this year, and the Atmanirbhar Bharat program, including our production-linked incentive scheme, are efforts in our direction towards becoming self-sufficient, Atmanirbhar, and also a testament to our commitment towards a sustainable future for India. Whether it is sovereign green bonds to provide adequate funding for our program, or the solar production linked incentive scheme, we have worked, or even our effort to promote the hydrogen economy. All of these are steps in a direction towards net zero 2070. The National Hydrogen Mission that we have embarked upon aims to reduce the cost of hydrogen to 50%, bringing it down to half. And we hope that we'll soon have hydrogen vehicles also on the road, just like we are promoting electric vehicles. I can clearly see hydrogen as the fuel for the future, and I'm sure all of us will work collectively towards making this a grand success. As a leading agri-producer, we are also taking significant efforts to promote biofuels. Now sugarcane and food grain waste are being converted to ethanol in a big way. Ethanol blending program is also making rapid strides. It used to be less than 1% when we came into government. This year it will be between 9 and 10%. And in the next 2 years, we hope to take it to 20% blending in petrol, which will reduce our dependence on imported crude oil. It will also make our petrol and petrol vehicles more sustainable or more conscious about the environment and will support our efforts towards net zero by 2070 in a big way. Friends, the government is also committed to waste to energy programs and converting our waste to wealth, something that Asif Bhai has also been talking about relentlessly on many platforms. As India has the highest number of livestock in the world, we are hoping to use our livestock waste to produce energy in the days to come. In fact, very recently, a few weeks ago, the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated our largest bio-CNG plant in the state of Madhya Pradesh. As the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "The world is witnessing depletion of all types of natural resources. In such a scenario, the circular economy is the demand, the need of the hour." Following this direction, we are focusing on the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle, towards which we are taking several initiatives, and Swachh Bharat has truly in our efforts to promote converting waste to energy or waste to wealth and ensuring a clean India and a green India. We are also eliminating single-use plastic during the course of this year, unclog our drains, save our oceans and our seas, and make India a safer place to live in. In fact, we are promoting a number of startups. We have over 5,000 startups registered with us today who are working on sustainability. We have seen nearly $2 billion flowing into climate tech startups in the last few years. I would like to compliment all the award winners for the good work they have done, Mr. Vikram Shroff, Mr. Rohit Kochar, and Mr. Raj Shetty, all of whom have been working towards sustainability. I have been seeing the work that was presented before me of all the 3 awardees. I'm delighted that Vikram and his company have focused on helping our farmers towards natural farming, along with better quality of chemicals, which can save the planet, save the earth, reduce the soil degradation, and help farmers double their income. I'm also happy to see the good work that Rohit Kochar has been doing in the legal framework around sustainability, and I'm delighted to see Mr. Raj Shetty working towards promoting sustainability in the over 52 properties that he has developed all across the Gulf region. Friends, I would like to support your initiatives, the initiatives of all the distinguished panelists who are with me on the dais, of all the well-meaning friends who have assembled at this very important program at the Dubai Expo. And towards that end, may I conclude by a call to action to all our climate warriors on 3 fronts. 1, we need to decouple growth from carbon emissions. We need a greater industry participation and investment in renewable energy. Hydrogen or electric promoted vehicles need to be given a thrust, and the market needs to see affordable renewable energy sources, affordable renewable energy driven automotive vehicles, and that, to my mind, can significantly reduce carbon emissions. Number 2, we all have to adopt climatepreneurship. With entrepreneurship, we need to take climate as a goal and promote climatepreneurship and make this a mission. And startups are doing some wonderful work in this direction. In fact, the very well-known and respected Steve Jobs had once said, and I quote, "Let's go invent tomorrow instead of worrying about what happened yesterday." And I think the 21st century inventions can bring a new dawn of climate justice, promoting newer and better ways in our daily lives. Number three, in this I support Mr. Sunil Shetty. Such initiatives must start at home. Each one of us has to accept this reality. Each one of us has to work towards this from our heart until we start bringing sustainability in our daily lives. Unless we replace plastic with paper, plastic cups with cooler, we start using sustainable products in our day-to-day life. Organically produced food grains, naturally farmed products, unless we get a better value, I don't think we'll be able to truly make even our agriculture sustainable. So friends, we all have to work together, we are all in it together. Today, the need is for us to take lifestyle for environment, life, as the Prime Minister had said, forward as a campaign. Let's preserve Mother Earth to preserve humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. There's a big round of applause for this wonderful speech, guiding the nation, guiding the entire the community coming together and working for better sustainability in India. Now, I would request Mr. Bhamla ji to come here and say, along with Seher Bhamla, actually, the youth head of the Bhamla Foundation, to please come here.
Thank you, Piyush ji. Your words of wisdom have always been a source of inspiration and encouragement to us. And I still remember 6 years back when on our World Environment Day, you had come to this August gathering on our function at the Carter Road, and where you exhibited your views with our Member of Parliament Poonam Mahajan ji, and I remember from there we took off with a much with greater speed and zeal. And this year we are happy, we are thankful that this pavilion has given us a chance to exhibit our thoughts for the second time, because again the theme of this is on sustainability. I thank you, Gunveena Chadda ji, Piyush ji. She has been very helpful. A very big round of applause for Gunveena Chadda ji, our Mrs. Tadu Mamu, who is representing the Indian consulate. Also, thank you very much for supporting us. And Piyush ji, there couldn't be a bigger or a greater global platform than the pavilion, where you have the conglomeration of all the countries, where you have the conglomeration of everybody to assemble here under one roof. And the way the government of India, and especially you as a leader, have amplified to take the views of India, the thoughts of our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi ji, via this canvas, this platform, is something which is unimaginable. Of course, you've always been a visionary, and we've always been staunch admirers of the beautiful and exemplary support you've always given. I today publicly would like to request and invite you for the 5th of June. I know it's a long way. I shall come to your office and invite you officially this time, because last 2 years we couldn't do it at Carter Road because of the COVID restrictions, but we are hoping and praying to God that things get better, and we have a vast and a large campaign of Only One Earth launched with of the campaign of the United Nations Environment Program to be launched with our Honorable Minister Piyush ji. Thank you so much, Piyush ji. Appreciate. Thank you ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being online. And on behalf of Vicky and I would specially thank Gunveena ma'am and Shefali ma'am for supporting and giving us this platform. And I would request someone who's been
Hello. Sunil and Shan mentioned to me why has Varda not spoken. So I think they're also looking forward to hear her words of wisdom because she's also passionate environment. Am I right, Sunil? That's what he told me in my ears. So with a huge round of applause, I request Varda ji to please put forward her views.
Good afternoon, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum. I believe we're the children of Mother Earth. So, Assalamu alaikum, children of Mother Earth, my brothers and sisters. I believe there are two type of children. One, those are loving, caring, and take care of their Mother Earth. And two, who are a little irresponsible, a little troublesome, and I think we fall under that category. And I'll come to that later, but first thing first, if any of you who've missed Mr. Bhamla's lovely introduction, this is Barda Khan Nadiadwala, popularly known as Barda Sajan Nadiadwala. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a movie producer. But today I come to you not as a celebrity or a movie producer, I come to you as a concerned mother because I'm worried about my Mother Earth. My Mother Earth is suffering. She's hurt. Our Mother Earth is hurt. And I'm a mom. We all have mothers. We know when they're hurt, when they're angry, they give us warnings. And when we don't take their warnings seriously, they punish. And by God, I'm scared of punishments. So, Anna said such beautiful things straight from the heart. Mrs. Fadnavis said, we heard the Honorable Minister. We all know what we are going through. We've called upon it ourselves. I just urge all of us to really come together. They are doing their job. The government is doing their job. The leaders are doing their job. Our Honorable Prime Minister is doing their job. But what are we really doing? You and I can also make a difference. They are doing it on a larger scale, but we need to do it on um, our level as well. I think as a producer, as one of the leading production houses of Indian Bollywood, Indian movie business, my husband, he's appointed a supervisor to make sure that our sets are eco-friendly. He promotes and preaches sustainable filmmaking. He's working towards making green movies. He's trying to adapt green movies. We say no to plastics. Tick, 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 tick. No plastics. So, yeah. So I think we should just, I'll make it short, we should just come together and really, 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 like Anna said, ye hamari virasat nahi hai, this is our amanat. We are answerable to him, we are answerable to our children, for our children's sake, for our grandchildren's sake, for our generation to come. Please let's come together and make our Mother Earth happy again. Hashtag only one Earth. I pledge to take it forward to you. Inshallah, we will. Thank you so much, Asif bhai. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Varda. That was fairly motivating, and we look forward because Varda has been supporting various endeavors with the foundation like Sunil and Shan and Amrita ji and Patwari ji. Thank you so much. We got so much knowledge. I thought we हमसे ज़्यादा कोई जानकार नहीं है, लेकिन आपको सुनने के बाद
Actually, yeah, Asif it's like now Mr. Sair Bhamla to give the vote of thanks. But before that, Bushra ji, thank you very much, Arif bhai, for supporting this. And before we end this, let's have the youth, the little girl, been doing tremendous and been sensation while in Mumbai. Sair Bhamla, big round of applause for beautiful Sair Bhamla.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, all the guests on the panel, for being here and supporting our work and for creating awareness about our planet, which is the need of the hour. That's what I think. And a little bit about me, because a lot of people don't know who I am. I'm just a normal girl who is obsessed about reminding people to protect our planet. That's what I do. And before I start speaking a few things, I'd like to mention Surender sir. We do a lot of beach cleanups in Bombay. We do it 3 times a month, and we collect tons of waste, and it again ends up going into the landfills because we give it to the BMC and then there. So I hope to do something with your company, because I've been actually the main focus for the next 5 years that I'm going to focus on is going to be recycling, because now I know the mechanism of collecting waste and all of that. It's just the recycling bit that I really want to focus on, and as he mentioned, it is the need of the hour, because there's no end, the cycle does not end for waste. So yeah, and other than that, we worked on causes on plastic pollution. We, as in me, with the foundation, plastic pollution, air pollution, biodiversity. New project is urban forest, because Mumbai is a city with very little land in our hands. So we plan to build a lot of urban forest and vertical gardens. Yeah. And this planet is our only home, and we have just finite resources, so we must protect as much as we can. And the good part about this is that everything has a silver lining. The silver lining to this thing is the youth has started becoming very cautious. I only work with youngsters, and all of them, and youngsters who are better than me, they have much more ideas. They're just so bright, and all they want to do is protect the planet. So that's a silver lining. And the most powerful organizations for environment are led by youth, and our voice is heard. Every time I have an issue with regards to environment, it has always been sorted. So yeah, but that does not change the fact that we are in a world with crisis. It's code red for humanity. Our temperatures are becoming hotter, global temperatures, and we have very little time to protect that. But if we do not, by 2100, our earth is going to have 1.5 degrees higher degrees Celsius, and global warming is going to reach its peak, and we won't have any time. So we have to start working towards this now. And as a global citizen of this world, I will continue to mainstream the climate issue whenever and however I can. Sometimes it gets a little irritating when I randomly start talking about this at places, but I'm still going to do it. I don't care about it. And even if it's irritating, because it is the need of the hour. If I won't talk, then who's going to talk about it? And if I will talk, maybe 2-3 more people will get involved in this conversation. So yeah, and we must create a revolution in our social clubs, office, bedrooms, boardrooms, kitchens, homes, everywhere possible, and make environment our core priority. And use social media as your hack. WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Just share. Just talk about problems and come up with their solutions. That's what we do. That's what a lot more people are doing, and just do it a lot more. You guys have a lot of influence on people, because you all are role models, and thank you so much for talking about this, because all your fans are going to hear about it and start working towards a better nature. So thank you. And let's make environment a dinner table conversation, a compulsion in schools. And yeah, let's just come up with solutions. Let's give back to her what our greed, arrogance, ignorance has destroyed. It's our only home, and it's one earth only. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here, everyone. Yes, sir. Please.
So you can come here.
Well, I've been giving many startling views to you, and I'd like to make another startling view. I agree with everybody that we must reduce the single-use plastics, but we cannot afford to say the word stop the use of plastics. Without plastics, how we would take care of food waste? 1 billion tons of 1 billion tons of food is wasted. Without plastic, where would be the fuel in economy? The car would become heavy. Without plastic, how we would do irrigation? And without plastics, how we would take care of Medicare? COVID has proved beyond doubt that you cannot live without plastics. I always have an argument with my Western colleagues in big dioceses. They keep on saying you should reduce the plastics use. I say India consumes only 15 kilo per capita plastics per year. What about you? 200 kilo in US. In Europe, 100 kilo. We need to raise our standard. We are still well below the standard. So please, from my side, I would not say stop the use of plastic. We need to raise our standard. We should use the word stop the use of single plastic. This is the key message I want to give. Because we don't have a collection system. Nobody's paying for the collection. When you travel from Ahmedabad to Bombay and in Rajasthan, where I was raised, there's a plastic all over, but there's no collection system. And India is not alone. 2 billion people worldwide do not have the collection system. Western world have developed a huge collection system. We do 2 million tons of recycling in 30 countries. There's so well developed system, but here you try to get even 100 kilo of plastic sorted in different categories. It's a huge challenge. And no wonder I was very shocked to see. I met the rag picker and I asked him, what price do you sell paper? He said 17 rupees and we sell it around 20 rupees. I said, what price do you pay for the plastics? He said 4 rupees. I said, we buy it 45. So there is a gap between 4 rupees which the rag pickers is paying and 45 to the industry. So there is a big supply chain issue. This is where the government has to step in. Somebody has to pay for the collections, and that somebody has to be us, consumers, or the processors. Otherwise, we would have these big problems for our grandchildren. There would be 12 billion tons of plastic around us in next 30 years. Billion, not million tons. And this is what our grandchildren, like Sunil Sethi, Mrs. Nadia Wala saying, they would never forgive us. We have to act now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this important and useful information which you gave.
Our head of the pavilion, Ms. Gunvina Chadda ji, has requested for an official photograph of all the friends out here besides the Indian flag. Where is that, ma'am? I think better you lead us. Request them.
So the awardees and the distinguished guests to please come. Excuse me, just one thing which we actually missed out for the evening. There is 2 important felicitations to be done, Mr. Bhamla. I would request Asif Bhamla, you personally, sir, to please award Bushra Mahabat Didi for all her efforts for the Bhamla Foundation. Bushra ji to please come on the stage. Go. Talking about plastic. Here it comes in a plastic. Sir, just give it like this too. And a small momentum also to Varda Sajid Nadyarwala ji. This is a small token of appreciation from our foundation. And Danish Alamji also please come and take your award. We have a photo op session at the down. Can we request all of them to please come at the VIP lounge?